Hello friends, today we are going to start neuroanatomy. So neuroanatomy is very simple. Okay, it's not as complex as you think. Okay, but what is the problem that in our in first year MBBS, in entire first year you are reading just head and neck, thorax, upper limb, lower limb, abdomen, pelvis. Okay, and that is enough to get past, and you are avoid this neuroanatomy. Okay, that's why this is very tough. Neuroanatomy is based on the concept. If you having concept, if you have a good concept in your mind, then what will you can derive any questions, right? Any answers you can give it. Okay, so today neuroanatomy is very simple, and we are going to start basics of the neuroanatomy. Okay, if you are thorough with the basics of the neuroanatomy, right? If you are thorough with the basics, then you can write everything about neuroanatomy. Okay, so neuroanatomy. Neuroanatomy. Okay, so starting with the basics thing. Okay, basics of the neuroanatomy. Okay, so in the basics, we will see in the two part. Okay, first thing is functionally and second is the structures. Okay, so that structures thing come under this anatomy. Okay, and that functional things, that is in the physiology. Like central nervous system is divided into two parts. Central nervous system, here nervous system. So nervous system is dividing into two parts. Okay, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Okay, and neuroanatomy I am starting with the basics. Okay, very basics. So extremely basics thing, central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So functional things all I will discuss later. First, what I want to tell you that neuroanatomy, in the nervous system there is two type of cells. In the central nervous system, or there is two type of cells. That is, one thing is the neuron, and second thing is the supporting cells. Okay, so I am talking about first of all neurons. Here, neurons. You know, neurons is the functional unit. Okay, so neuron is the functional unit. Now, these neurons, you know the structure of the neuron, like this is the structures of the neuron, right? This is the structures of the neurons, and you know this part is cell body. This is the cell body, and this part is the axon. This part is the axon. So here, this is the axon. Now, whenever you are reading neuroanatomy, not only neuroanatomy, neurophysiology or neuropathology, okay, you come across two words. The one is the white matter and second is the gray matter. Can you tell me what is the gray matter and what is the white matter? So, white matter and gray matter, it is nothing. Aggregation of the cell body. Aggregation of the cell body within the central nervous system, and that is called gray matter. Aggregation of cell body, and again repeating, aggregation of the cell body within the central nervous system is called gray matter. Okay, so aggregation of cell body within the central nervous system, that is called gray matter. That is called gray matter. Why I am telling within the central nervous system? Because aggregation of this cell body within the PNS, peripheral nervous system, is called what? That is called a ganglion. Ganglion. You know ganglion, pterygopalatine ganglion, optic ganglion. That is what? That is the aggregation of the cell body within the PNS, peripheral nervous system, is called ganglion. So, whenever you think about gray matter, what should come in your mind? That is, gray matter is nothing, it is the aggregation of the cell body. That's all. Now here is axon. Now bundle of the axon, or you can see if there is aggregation of the cell body, right? It means we are talking about neuron. So aggregation of the axons or bundle of the axons within the central nervous system, is called white matter. So aggregation of axon within the central nervous system is called what? White matter. White matter, right? Now, aggregation of this axon or bundle of the axons in the peripheral nervous system, PNS, is called what? That is called nerve. Nerve, right? So whatever you are reading, that is ulnar nerve, femoral nerve, right? Radial nerve, that is what? Hey, you think. That is the, whatever you read, that nerve is the nothing. That is the bundle of the axons in the peripheral nervous system. That is called nerves, right? So this thing, this is the very basics. Okay, what is the gray matter? What is the white matter? What is the ganglion, nerves? Okay, cell. If examiner is asking what is the gray matter, if you are telling, if you are giving answer like, sir, aggregation of the cell body is called gray matter, that is wrong. Aggregation of the cell body, where? In this central nervous system or the peripheral nervous system? This is the very important, because aggregation of the cell body in the peripheral nervous system, that is the ganglion, right? So answer will change. So aggregation of the cell body within the central nervous system is called gray matter, and here is the white matter. Okay, and here is the nerve, right? So nerve is nothing, it is the axons in the peripheral nervous system, that is called nerve, right? So this thing. Now one thing I want to tell you, that I told there is two type of cells. One is the neurons, second is the supporting cells. Okay, I will tell you the supporting cells. There is some supporting cells. Before that, I would like to tell you one thing. Here is the gray matter, right? Here is the, this is the gray matter. So nervous system is divided into two parts: central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, right? Now the central nervous system, here is the gray matter and the white matter. Gray matter and the white matter, right? So here this is the what? This is the cell body of the axons. This part is the cell body of the axons, and that is called gray matter. And now this is the bundle. This is the axon. Okay. So bundle of the axons, that is what? That is the white matter. Am I right? Now in the gray matter, this gray matter again of two types. It's again of two types. One is the cortex, and second is the nucleus. That is not nucleus which is present in the cell. No, not that. It is different. Cortex and the nucleus. Now tell me, what is the cortex? Here is your brain. Here. Here is your brain. This is the frontal, and here is the occipital. So, right? This is your brain. Cortex. Here is the, this is what? This is the cell body. This part is the cell body. And here is the axon. Somewhat here is the axon. This is the axon, right? So it's arranging like this. Okay. So this part, this is the cortex. This part is the cortex. This part is the cortex, and here is the, so cortex. This part is the cortex, right? So what is here? Here is the aggregation of the cell body, right? And aggregation of the cell body within the central nervous system is called gray matter. So gray matter is here, right? Gray matter is here. And this is what? This is the fiber. This is the axons. So that is the what? White matter. Right? So whenever you are reading this first central nervous system and after that spinal cord. So what, how you remembering? You remembering like in the brain, gray matter is outside. You are, this is the gray matter and this is the white matter. And it's just opposite in the spinal cord. You are remembering like that. No, you should not remember like this. This is the what actual pictures. Okay. This is how this gray matter is arranging. Okay. And this fibers is coming. And what kind of fiber is this? That fibers is called white matter, right? So this is the, here is the white matter. So this is the fibers, right? So there is certain type of fibers is there in the white matter. It may be association fibers. It may be commercial fibers. It may be tracks. Am I right? Yes. So this is how gray matter and the white matter you have to remember. Okay. So in the brain what? Gray matter is the outside here and white matter is here. Okay. Yes. This thing. Now, one thing. What do you mean by nucleus? What do you mean by nucleus? Can you tell what do you mean by nucleus? Have you heard this word nucleus? Nucleus of the 7th cranial nerve. Nucleus of the 10th cranial nerve. Nucleus of the optic nerve. Okay, like this in the cranial nerves you will be reading like this. Okay, and I hope you hear these words. Okay, nucleus of the facial nerve, nucleus of the hypoglossal nerve, right? So what do you mean by that nucleus word? See here. Here is this diagram. So what I said, gray matter is outside and the white matter is here. White matter is surrounded by gray matter. Am I right? Yes. So what actually happened in between white matter? Listen carefully. In between white matter, here is the white matter and here is the, this is what? This is the gray matter. So pieces of gray matter or piece of gray matter surrounded by white matter is called the nucleus. Right? So here is the nucleus. Right? So nucleus is here. This is the piece of the gray matter surrounded by white matter is called nucleus. So whenever hereafter you think nucleus of the 7th nerve, it means nucleus is what? Oh, there is piece of gray matter is there. Okay, and that is surrounded by what? White matter, and that is called only nucleus. Right? And what is the cortex? Oh, cortex is formed by this gray matter. Right? So hereafter, whenever you are thinking about this nucleus, whenever you come across this word nucleus, what should come in your mind? That is a nucleus is nothing. It is the pieces of the gray matter surrounded by the white matter. Okay. So this is the just basics. White matter and the gray matter. Okay. Now I should tell you one, and in the white matter. Okay. White matter is here. This is the white matter, right? So I want to tell something about white matter also. So that diagram. Here is that diagram. This is your diagram, right? Brain diagram. Here, right? This is brain diagram. So here is what? Here is, this is the gray matter. Yes. This is the gray matter. Now, here is the fibers. Some fibers is like this. This fiber, right? There is some fiber which connects this frontal lobe to the occipital lobe. Okay, so fibers from here to here, right? So some fibers which connect, this is the frontal, this is the occipital. So from frontal to occipital, some fiber. That is, frontal lobe is associated with occipital lobe. Okay, thanks God there is no special name. That is the association fiber. So in the white matter, I am talking in white matter. One thing is association fiber is present, which connect the frontal lobe with the occipital lobe, right? And this is the one side diagram in the cut section. What happening here is one hemisphere, right? Cerebral hemisphere, and here is one cerebral hemisphere. Okay, fibers which connect both this, right? That is called what? This is the association fiber, and there is one fiber that is called commercial fiber. That is commercial fiber, right? Can you give me the example of that? Corpus callosum is the example of that. Okay, corpus callosum is what it's doing? It's joining these two cerebral hemisphere, and one more fibers which connect this central nervous system to the spinal cord. Okay, also thalamus, right? So from here, this, and that is called projecting fibers. So one thing is the projecting, or we can tell projection fiber, right? So from up to down, central nervous system to the spinal cord, right? One thing. Second is the association fiber. Association fibers. And the association fiber, what happening? From frontal to occipital. Front to occipital, right? There is fiber. And third is the commercial. Commissioner fiber, right? So this is the things. Now I want to tell you one thing. These all are the basics of the gray matter and the white matter. Okay. And now next thing is when I will explain the cranial nerve. I should not go in the second concept. Here is one more concept is that is I told there is only two types of cells. One is the neuron and second is the supporting cells. So I am going to write here supporting cells, and that is called glial cells. Okay. Can you name some supporting cells, some glial cells? Glial cells is nothing, it is supporting cells. One thing, tell me the name. Astrocytes. Second name, oligodendrocytes, right? Oligodendrocytes. And microglia. Third thing is, who is which cell is responsible for the myelin formations? Tell me. Oligodendrocytes. Ependymal cells. And last cells is the Schwann cells. Right? So these are the glial cells. Now, what we should remember in these things? Okay, why we are reading? Because these are the supporting cells. Okay, and from here so many MCQ can ask examiner, right? So what we should know about astrocyte? First of all, we have to know the function of each cells, and after that only the development, right? So what is the function of the astrocytes? Astrocyte is forming blood-brain barrier. So how you will remember? Astrocyte, blood-brain barrier. So AB, Amitabh Bachchan, AB, right? Astrocyte, what is the function? Blood-brain barrier is the function, right? Over. Now, this is the microglia. This is the blood cells. And what is the function of this? Function is the phagocytic function. Right? Yes. Oligodendrocytes. What is the function of this oligodendrocyte? It is forming myelin sheath in the central nervous system, within the central nervous system. How you will remember? CMO. Casualty medical officer. C means central nervous system. M is myelin sheath. And O is oligodendrocytes. Okay? So oligodendrocyte function is the myelin, formation of the myelin sheath within the central nervous system. Am I right? Yes. Now ependymal. What is the function of the ependyme? Tell me. The function is it's lying in the ventricles. It is present in the ventricles. Ependymal cells present in the ventricles. Right? And last thing is the Schwann cells. What is the function of these Schwann cells? You remember SPM. SPM. This is the subject in the prefrontal layer. So SPM, Schwann cells in the peripheral nerve system is forming the myelin sheaths. This thing you should remember, right? So astrocytes, AB, finished. Microglia, that is the blood cells, okay, phagocytic functions. Over. Oligodendrocytes, casualty medical officers. Myelin sheath in the central nervous system. Schwann cells, SPM, P means peripheral nervous system, and M is myelin formation. Finished. And ependymal cells, it's lying in the ventricles. Okay, I will tell you in about this ependymal in the ventricles. Right. Now we have to remember the origins. Okay, embryology. So central nervous system, entire central nervous system is derived from neural tube. Central nervous system, entire central nervous system derived from the neural tube. Neural tube. And this neural tube is arising from where? Tell me. Neuroectodermal. This is arise from neuroectodermal origin. Okay. So this astrocytes, one thing, this astrocytes, neuroectodermal origin. I will tell you microglia. First is this oligodendrocytes. This is also neuroectodermal origin, right? And ependymal is also neuroectoderm. Microglia is the blood cells. Okay, please make a note. Please make a note that blood vessels and the blood cells arise from where? Mesoderm. All the blood vessels and the blood cells arise from the mesoderm. This is the blood cells, right? So, mesoderm. Here is the Schwann cells. Tell me. Here is what? This is the Schwann cells, right? The Schwann cells from NCC. NCC. Neural crushed cells. Neural crushed cells. Okay. So this is the things you have to remember in the glial cell. First is the neurons. Okay. In the neurons, everything you have to remember. Like, they are simple only. Why? What is the white matter? What is the grey matter? Okay. Cortex, nucleus, nerve, ganglion, right? Everything. Here is, these are the supporting cells. You remember like this. Okay. So this is the basics of the neuroanatomy. And one more thing, what is the functional? This is all the structures things, okay. What is the functionally? Central nervous system is divided into two parts. Central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, right? So, in the central nerve, what is the function of the central nervous system? Tell me. Very basic question. Extremely basic. Tell me. So, it should collect all the informations from the sensory pathways, right? If I am touching here, from sensory pathway, okay, it will go to my mind, okay. That will analysis. Central nervous system is the analysis to the informations, okay, and forming new informations. New information for what? To again, if there is some stimuli here, from here, sensory neurons, from sensory root, it will go to the central nervous system. There some new information will form and that will come to here. That will come here, right? So, this is the function. What is the function of the peripheral nervous system? To collect all the informations and it should send to the here, right? So, these are the things, okay. And after that, I will tell you central nervous system in there is sensation, okay, general sensation, special sensation, okay. This all sensation is very, very important, okay. What is the central nervous system? Sorry, what is the sensory special sensation, general sensation, somatic sensation, right? Afferent, efferent, all these are the very, very important things, okay. So this will that will help you to write, or that will help you to understand very well cranial nerves, okay. So that is also one basic thing, okay. So today we are covering this much, okay. And after that I will tell you how to write ventricles, okay. See, this is the exact position of the lateral ventricle. Yes, I will teach you like this only, okay. Before that I will teach you the corpus callosum also, okay. So in this video, this much is okay. Thank you.